Geo-Brax, doing the geography and also the Brax, yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Classy, refined, truly the whole package. He really has been serving quite well today.
Oh, well, the script said I was supposed to be ready to serve up some incredible matchups here because I'm your host, Geo-Brax, and this is episode 17 of the Global Cities Tournament 2024. In this episode, we are going to conclude with the action in the third round here in quadrants 3 and 4. So let's get right in to the previews.
Starting things off, we have the debutantes who have made it all the way to the third round in their first appearance. That is number 95, Hamburg, the first of the 3 German cities to feature in this episode. In their first ever Global Cities Tournament, Hamburg have defeated Suzhou and Washington. As a reward for their success, Hamburg will now be facing the sole representative and capital city of Austria. That is number 57, Vienna, a city that has definitely done better than in GC 2020 where it lost in the first round. Here, Vienna have defeated Kolkata in the first round thanks to the Schönbrunn Palace as the best landmark. And then they defeated number 15 seed Istanbul. Which of these 2 cities will be making it to the round of 16 for the first time ever? The number 30 overall seed Berlin makes it 3 consecutive German-speaking cities here. Berlin is looking to get back to the round of 16 for the second consecutive tournament. Berlin started off hot with the sweep of Karachi, but in the second round, it took a 5th category to take down Macau thanks to the Reichstag as the best landmark. The predictors would have had number 3 overall seed Tokyo here to face Berlin in the third round, but Tokyo lost in the first round. Number 49, Seattle, from the American state of Washington, has taken advantage of the opening, having defeated Zurich in the first round and then having swept Addis Ababa in the second round. Can Seattle continue its surprising run? The number 6 overall seed Paris from France is the final remaining city from its country. In the first round, Paris swept Tel Aviv, but it took a 5th category and, again, the best landmark to get past Taipei in the second round. Thank you, Notre Dame Cathedral. The defending quarterfinalists will have to get through the number 90 ranked city of Warsaw from Poland. Warsaw have featured a flair for the dramatic here in the Global Cities Tournament 2024, defeating Dallas in the 5th category in the first round thanks to the Kabati Woods as the best nature, and then defeating Brasilia in the 5th category in the second round thanks to Stadion Narodowy as the best stadium. The number 24 overall seed, Mexico City, the final remaining city from the country of Mexico, is here in the third round thanks to a first round victory over Kuwait City on the back of its best day trip being Teotihuacan, and then a sweep of Busan in the second round. Standing in its way is another city that lost in the first round of GC 2020. That is the sole representative and capital city of Sweden, Stockholm. Stockholm have been marching pretty steadily through the Global Cities Tournament 2024, however, having only lost 1 category against Ottawa before sweeping Auckland.
Hamburg versus Vienna. 13. 3. 1. 4. 4. That's right. 9. We have 2 unseeded cities facing off here in our first matchup of the day. It's also the first of 2 intracontinental matchups because it features two cities from Europe. This is going to be number 95 overall, Hamburg from Germany, the second of the four German cities to participate here in the third round, taking on number 57, Vienna, the sole representative from Austria. And the first category is drawn by my dear friend, not Richt, is total Michelin stars. Both cities have one 3-star restaurant. They both have 4 2-star restaurants. But Hamburg wins the category 19 total stars to 16, a 1-0 lead to the debutantes. Second category is the number of rainy days per year closest to the target score of 120. Well, there are 184 days of rain per year in Hamburg. That is about 2 months more than the target. In Vienna, only 1 month more than the target. 149. We are tied at 1. Third category is which city's average high monthly temperature is closest to 23 degrees Celsius. Vienna, 15. It's not very high, but it's good enough to get out with a 2-1 lead. Hamburg, 12.17. So we're going to the fourth category, and that is rent cost versus purchasing power. We'll have you know that the purchasing power in Vienna is 0.4% higher, and the rent cost in Vienna is 4% lower. By very slim margins there, Vienna has won 3-1 and is going to the fourth round for the first time. Berlin versus Seattle. 3. 3. 12. 2. 1. Extra. 5. 'Now, we have the number 30 overall seed, Berlin, the capital of Germany, the third German city into the third round, taking on the third American city into the third round, number 49, Seattle, Washington. In fact, this is the second U.S. versus Germany matchup of the round. First category is which city has the number of rainy days per year closest to the target of 120. Seattle's famous for its rain. Score's not that high. 167 days of rain per year. In Berlin, 163 days of rain per year by 4 days. 1-0 lead to Berlin. The second category is pollution index. In Berlin is very nice, 38.7. In Seattle is very nice, 34.1. We're tied at 1. Third category is the number of foreign tourists per year, and this is not going to be great for Seattle, where almost 98% of the tourists are domestic. 815,000 foreign tourists per year. In Berlin, 3.5 million. On the verge of the next round. Category 4 is most species of birds. We don't have numbers exactly for Seattle, but we have it for King County, 407. So we're going to compare that to Berlin as a state. 300! Category 5, baby! And Not says, best slogan and city nickname combination is going to decide this matchup. Let's go on to the slogans. Seattle, it's the city of goodwill, or the city of flowers. Don't really sound like slogans, they just sound like off-brand nicknames. And the slogan for Berlin is Be Berlin. So a slight lead to Berlin. We're going to the nicknames. In Berlin, it is Athens on the Spree, or the Gray City. Athens on the Spree sounds better. And in Seattle, we have Emerald City, Jet City, Rain City. Those nicknames are so good that we're going to have to send Seattle to the 4th round. Paris versus Warsaw. One. $13. $15. $9. $2. Extra. $3. We're on to the second of 2 intracontinental matchups. Once again, it is 2 European cities, 2 European capitals. In fact, it's the number 6 overall seed Paris from France taking on the number 90 ranked Warsaw from Poland. The first category is given by my friend Knott. It's crime index, and in Paris it's pretty high, 57.9, and in Warsaw it's pretty low, 26.2. So the second category with Warsaw, 1-0, is total Michelin stars, and in Warsaw it's 1. And in Paris it's 168. There are 10 3-star restaurants. That is a blowout category, tied at 1. The third category is carbon emissions per capita, and this one was very, very close. In Paris, it's 7.7 tons of carbon dioxide released per person. In Warsaw, 7.5 tons of carbon dioxide per person. A very slight edge there, but a 2-1 lead for Warsaw, trying to pull the upset and keep Paris from getting back to the round of 16. Category number 4 is the highest ranked university on the U.S. News Report. University of Warsaw comes in at 345th. And in Paris, there are 2 universities that tie for 48th. Sorbonne and, of course, Université de Paris. So we're going 5 again. We're going 5 again. This time it is best day trip. And one of these cities has an unbelievably world famous day trip, which is Versailles. And Warsaw has Sokachev, which is best known for its railway museum and its castle ruins. And again, Versailles has the Chateau of Versailles. So that category is an easy one to decide. Paris, welcome back to the 4th round. Mexico City versus Stockholm. 5. 1. 9. 2. 1. Extra. 12. In the final 3rd round matchup here in Quadrant 3, we have the number 24 overall seed, Mexico City. The last remaining city from Mexico. They're taking on the number 64 ranked sole representative and capital city of Sweden, Stockholm. The first category is whose major airport is closest to its city center, and having experienced both of these, the train from Arlanda Airport in Stockholm takes so long to get downtown because it's 46 kilometers away, whereas Benito Juarez MEX 7.9 kilometers away from downtown Mexico City. A 1-0 lead to the Mexicans. The second category is crime index, and that's going to tie us up at 1 in Stockholm, 45.9, not as low as you'd think. Mexico City, 67.8. We're going to go to the third category. Which city has the highest ranked university on the U.S. News Report? We have the Karolinska Institutet in 51st on the U.S. News Report. And in Mexico City we have the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, UNAM, in 405th. Stockholm on the verge of a shock fourth round appearance. Fourth category is most species of birds. Stockholm is 291. Mexico City, it is 456. So we're going to the fifth category for the third straight time. And this time it's going to be best slogan and city nickname combination. In Stockholm, the slogan is beauty on water. And in Mexico City, it's a new political slogan, La Ciudad de la Esperanza, the city of hope. Pretty good. Pretty good. The city nickname in Stockholm, Venice of the North, due to all the canals, and Eken, which is the oak tree. Whereas Mexico City, we have CDMX, which is, whatever. And La Ciudad de los Palacios, the city of the palaces. So the city of the hope, the city of the palaces, which could be anywhere, versus beauty on the water. And the only place I've ever heard being called Eken. So by a slim margin, Stockholm is going to win the category. Stockholm's going to win the matchup. Stockholm is going to be in the fourth round.
The number 4 overall seed and defending Global Cities Tournament finalist is London, England. However, it has been anything but smooth sailing for them in this tournament, as they've had to go to the fifth category in both of the first 2 rounds. London defeated Ankara in the first round thanks to the best landmark category in the Palace of Westminster, and then defeated Tianjin in the second round thanks to the best stadium category and Lord's Cricket Ground. Facing off against London is the number 72 ranked city of Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates. Abu Dhabi lost in the first round of GC 2020, but they started off this tournament with the sweep of Philadelphia before sneaking past Budapest in a fifth category, thanks to having the Mangrove Marine National Park as its best nature. Moving on, we have the third German city of the day, that is Munich from the state of Bavaria. Munich have defeated both Mecca and Shenzhen in this tournament and have made it to their first ever third round. Munich's opponent is also in its first ever third round. That is number 13 overall seed Chicago from the American state of Illinois. In the first round, Chicago swept Tehran before defeating Buenos Aires in the fifth category in the second round, thanks to having better landmarks, for instance, Cloudgate. The next city up is also no stranger to the fifth category. That is number 73 ranked Rio de Janeiro from Rio de Janeiro state in Brazil. In the first round, Rio defeated Moscow in the fifth category thanks to having the best stadium, the Maracanã. And in the second round, Rio defeated Hangzhou thanks to having better landmarks like Pão de Açúcar. The next challenge to Rio de Janeiro is the American city from Massachusetts, number 29, Boston. Boston has had a great tournament so far, dropping only one category as they've gone through Lahore and Mumbai. Can Boston find the same success against a city not from the subcontinent? Up next, we have another city that has lived on the edge so far in GCT 24. That is number 97, Geneva from Switzerland. In the first round, Geneva got past Manila thanks to having a superior city nickname, specifically the Peace Capital. In the second round, it took having a better day trip than Sydney to win in the fifth category. Thank you, Chamonix. We round out the third round with the city that made it all the way to the semifinals in GC 2020. That is the number 5 overall seed and final remaining Chinese city, Beijing. Beijing started off with the sweep of the debutante Stuttgart before eliminating the debutantes Fukuoka in the second round.
London versus Abu Dhabi. One. $16. 12. 8. 1. Extra. 10. 'In the first matchup of the third round here in Quadrant 4, we have the number 4 overall seed, the defending finalists, London, England, taking on the second Emirati city here in the third round, that is Abu Dhabi. The first category is given by Not. Its crime index. Abu Dhabi has maybe the lowest score I've ever seen, 12.9. London, not so great, 54.5. 1-0 lead to Abu Dhabi. Second category is the public transit rating from the Oliver Wyman Forum. Abu Dhabi 54th. London 12th. We're tied at 1. Third category is the number of foreign tourists per year visiting the city. 16.2 million foreigners per year visiting London. And Abu Dhabi has 18 million. Surprise to 1 lead for Abu Dhabi. Fourth category is the combined heights of the 3 tallest buildings. And it could be the end of London. Let's see, the Shard, 22 Bishop's Gates, and 1 Canada Square add up to 823 meters in combined height against the Burj Mohammed bin Rashid, the ADNOC headquarters, and the Landmark. In fact, all 3 of those are taller than the Shard. Total height, 1 kilometer plus 24 meters. Abu Dhabi pulls off the major upset. You're in the 4th round. München versus Chicago. 4. 3. 16. 10. 4. 12. 'Up now, we have the final of the 4 German cities participating in the third round. It's number 58, Munich from the state of Bavaria. And they're facing off against the 4th American city out of the 5. The number 13 overall seed, Chicago, Illinois. The 3rd German versus American matchup of the round. First category is highest population density. 4,656 people per square kilometer against 4,900 per square kilometer. And Munich with the 1-0 lead. Second category is pollution index in Chicago. 50.5 in a western city. Not great. Munich, 25.0, a 2-0 lead. Looks like Germany might just survive into the fourth round. Third category is the public transit rating. Munich, 16th out of the 65 cities on the Oliver Wyman Forum. And Chicago in 15th. By 1 spot, Chicago stays alive. It's 2-1. The fourth category is busiest airport. MUC, Munich Airport, 37.0 million passengers per year. O'Hare International, ORD, 68.3 million per year. Is Chicago going to pull this back from the O2 deficit? Well, it depends. On subjectivity, category 5, which city has the best nature? Well, Munich's got the Englischer Garten, along with the Flausche on the Isar River and the Hofgarten. But the total selection is not nearly as great as the total selection for Chicago. The Lakefront Trail is the most prominent feature, but there are multiple beaches on Lake Michigan. You got the Chicago River, Grant Park. And in a rare occurrence, maybe the Englischer Garten is better than the Lakefront Trail. But if we take it as a whole, Chicago has the better nature and has a berth in the fourth round. Rio de Janeiro versus Boston. One. $17. $13. $3. $4. That's right. $11. In the penultimate matchup of the third round, we have the second of the two Brazilian cities in the third round. Number 73 ranked Rio de Janeiro from Rio de Janeiro State, taking on the fifth and final American city to participate here in this round. It's number 29 overall, Boston, Massachusetts. And not Rick is telling me. First category is which city's average high monthly temperature is closest to the target score of 23 degrees Celsius. In Boston, it's kind of cold, 15.25. In Rio, 27.25. That's closer to 23. And they're closer to the fourth round. Second category is the quality of living ranking. 115th. 41st. And it's going to go to Boston. We're tied at 1. The third category is total Michelin stars. There are 7 in this matchup. And there are 7 in Rio. A 2-1 lead for the Brazilians. Can they make it to South American cities in the final 16? The fourth category is the total number of rainy days per year closest to the target score of 120. And in Boston, it's 134. In Rio de Janeiro, 174. And for the fifth time this episode, we're going 5. I'm losing my mind. And how could you not be with results like this? Which city has the best nature? Well, it's a surprise to no one. That's going to favor Rio de Janeiro. Famous views on views on views. They got the Tijuca Forest. We have Praia Vermelha, Praia Ipanema, Praia Copacabana, and of course Pão de Açúcar. I'm just going to say what Boston has. They're not winning. You got the Boston Common, the Charles River Esplanade, the Boston Public Garden, And the Arnold Arboretum, probably the pick of the lot, but the cardiac city, Rio de Janeiro, for the third time in 5 categories has won. Y'all to the 4th round. Geneva versus Beijing. 5. 1. 3. 2. 3. 15. We are down to 17 cities, but to round out the 4th round, we have to cut it to 16. Number 97, Geneva, Switzerland, is the final Swiss city left in the tournament, and taking on the final Chinese city left in the tournament. We started with 14. The number 5 overall seed, Beijing, defending semifinalists. To the first category we go. Which city's airport is closest to the city center? And Geneva GVA Airport is somehow only 5.3 kilometers from the city center. Alright, well the PEK, Beijing Capital Airport, 28.8 kilometers away. That's pretty normal, but Geneva's up 1-0. The second category is Crime Index. Geneva, a very excellent score of 30.6. Beijing, 27.0. We're tied at 1. The third category is one that has been very popular in this episode. The number of rainy days per year, closest to the target score of 120. It's 165 in Geneva, and in Beijing it is only 72, which is 48 away as opposed to 45 away. So Geneva, according to math, is up 2-1. Can we see another upset? The most species of birds is the 4th category. Geneva, surprisingly high, 323 for European city. And in Beijing, 491. And we're going 5 again. Oh, my heart. I can't take this. And Not Rick says, best landmarks will decide this in Geneva. The most famous one might be Le Jet d'eau, the water jet. At the Palais des Nations, Cathédrale Saint-Pierre is the best landmark. Really, the flower clock? I mean, in Beijing, we have the Bird's Nest Stadium, the Summer Palace, the Temple of Heaven, the Forbidden City, along with Tiananmen Square. You might even be able to count the Great Wall of China. You get the point. Beijing wins in 5 to the 4th round. Well, we said we'd serve up some great matchups, but that was a lot. That was 6 that went the full 5, and only 3 seeds survived into the final 16 in quadrants 3 and 4. And I am tired. That was 11 of the 16 third round matchups going to category 5. I mean, what more could you ask for? I guess you could ask for episode 18 next time, where we go into the 4th round. We're in the final 16, people. The final 16. Can you believe it? Please keep up to date with the bracket at challenge.com/GCT24. Please get on the Discord. We put a lot of work into this. You can check the research. You can see the methodology. And please Please tune in for episode 18. We have gone from 24 cities. We're into the final 16. I'm your host, GeoBrax, and this is the Global Cities Tournament 2024.